Hello, science friends! Today we will be learning about the scientific method. We will be using this newfound knowledge during our science experiments in class, and you will be using it in your upcoming science fair projects. The scientific method is used by scientists all over the world. It is used for investigating, acquiring new knowledge, or correcting and integrating previous knowledge. There are several steps that are included when investigating a topic, and we're going to take a closer look at each of them. The first is purpose or question, research, hypothesis, materials, procedures, results, and finally, your conclusion. The first step is purpose or question. What do you want to know about the world around you? Why do you want to know? Is there a problem that needs to be fixed? Your question should be a how, what, when, who, which, where, and why type of question. Next up is research. Has anyone asked this question before? Rather than starting from scratch and putting together a plan for answering your question, you want to be a savvy scientist and use the library, the internet, or experts to help you find the best way to process your experiment. This can also prevent you from repeating others' mistakes. Hypothesis is the next step, and it should contain two parts: an explanation of what you think will happen and why you think it's going to happen. It's really an educated guess. And remember, is this something you can test? What do you think is going to happen? You need to use sentence starters such as I think or I predict and explain why you think that. Next on the list is materials. This includes anything and everything that you use to bring your experiment to life. You need to be as detailed as possible in this department, making sure that you specify a glass cup as opposed to just a cup. Another scientist should be able to duplicate your experiment and get the same results by following your materials and procedures list. So again, be very mindful of including all things that you used. The next step in the method is procedure. You need to design and perform an experiment. How are you testing it? You should make sure that you complete a few trials to confirm your findings, and make sure that you are following your step-by-step written instructions. When you are recording your results, make sure that you include labels and pictures. The next step is observation. What happened in the experiment? Make sure that you are only changing one factor of your experiment at a time. Again, be sure to test your experiment multiple times to make sure that your findings are concrete. Make sure that you write down everything that happens, even if it does not support your hypothesis. In the results section, you will form a statement that explains or interprets your data. You do not go into any detail or explanation here. You simply say in words what your data was telling you and what you discovered about your experiment. And finally, what was your conclusion? Was your hypothesis true? False? Include information about your topic, what you learned, and how your thinking changed.
What I learned from my experiment is that my hypothesis is wrong and air can travel around an object.
Get ready to put this knowledge to use. We're going to do a science experiment. Science is my thing today. When you do science, here's the way. First, ask questions, why or how, then hypothesize. Do it now. Experimentation is next in line, and you get results that are oh so fine. Analyzing data comes up next, then graph your data to show it best. Being a scientist, it's a trip. It's not square, it's really hip.